Hi everybody, welcome to another podcast of Andropique mic testing with me, Gavin Phillips. Now today I will not say I've got an athlete on the couch because he's an athlete, but more than that, he's a friend. I know him for many years. He's very known in the field of bodybuilding. In 2019, he won himself the gold at Mr. Asia, and a very known face when it comes to Indian bodybuilding. He actually needs no introduction. I'd like to welcome on the couch right here at the Andropic mic testing. We got my good friend Rohit Shetty. A warm welcome, Rohit. Here.
Thanks, Gavin.
We've been planning this podcast for a very long time, but because some reasons, I'm really happy to have you here.
Thanks.
By default, we meet twice a year at the Sheru Classic and the Olympia. Yes.
This time December.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm pumped up for the Olympia event, hoping to see all the amazing pros for a pro show. Because the competitions come to a different level.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Who do you think means which is the toughest competition when it comes to the pro show?
Toughest
competition. I mean, in which category is it? Bodybuilding? Is it
bodybuilding? Obviously.
Yeah. You're in love with bodybuilding more than more men's physique or classic physique.
Totally.
So, what is the one thing that how come you were introduced to the field of bodybuilding?
Sometimes some things are just instilled in you. Like I was always fascinated by muscular figures. And from fifth, I was in fifth standard. I still remember I used to watch bodybuilding when it used to come on ESPN. Sundays ko aata tha. And then seventh standard I started doing my floor exercises.
Achha.
Yeah, I had consulted my cousin once. Just asked him like, how do I start And my mom dad never used to allow me to
go to the gym or something.
So तो घर पे ही करता था. School 6 बजे था तो I used to get up at 5 o'clock and used to train.
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? Wow.
And then if you start early, obviously you start seeing the results also very fast. When you're young. So थोड़ा बहुत muscles दिखने लगे, biceps and all. And school में they used to ask me flex legs and I was all pumped up. So that's how I started. And after 10th standard I joined a gym.
And then
2001 I started
2001
training,
long time.
Joined a gym. And 2010 I competed my first show.
How was it? 9 years after 9 years working out. So you always wanted to be like a bodybuilder?
I always wanted to, yeah.
So when you were growing up, I know those action figures. People.
Exactly. I used to play with these G.I. Joe He-Man toys.
Correct.
Yeah.
I told my kids sometime, like I said, whatever toys you have, he's mostly into Goku and all those characters. I said we used to have He-Man and all of that. Right. I still remember those characters that we used to have.
Yeah. So I used to play with those.
And when you play with those and when you have those characters, you always feel like, I want to be like this character.
Become like that, muscular.
So how does it feel when you have achieved a goal where you planned as a kid or when you looked up as a kid saying, यार मेरे को ऐसा body बनाना है ऐसा? How is it?
I mean, it feels great. Yeah. I mean, तुमको जो चाहिए था वही कर रहे हो तुम.
But what I mean is the level that you've gone to, the discipline. I think bodybuilding is the only sport which gets a person into a strict discipline, focus.
Right. Bodybuilding is a sport which demands a lot, so it's very demanding. If you're getting into it and if you want to get into it at a good level, then you need to go all out, give in your everything, and you need to do what it takes.
What are the difficulties that you face in it?
Difficulties?
I mean, as a bodybuilder, what difficulties do you face?
Can't think of any difficulty as such. Everything went on smooth. When I started off, obviously it's very expensive sport. So, buying supplements and all was really tough. But my parents supported me in every step. They always wanted my dad always wanted me to get into some sport.
Oh, nice.
He tried pushing me into cricket. He got me all the
kit and all.
एक दिन गया फिर मैं बिल्डिंग में खेलने लगा. He got me into football. He was a footballer himself. But then finally I told him I love bodybuilding. I want to join a gym. I want to become build muscles and all. So he was like, okay then. So after 10th I joined and he supported me every time. And जब तक मैं compete नहीं किया उनको पता नहीं what I was doing. And
was he there when you competed for the very first time?
Exactly. So 2010 when I competed, I was preparing for my first show. And all my friends said कि you're gonna win the show. It was some Navodit, for newcomers. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna win. अच्छा दिख रहा था body घर पे तो. Then I went there at the venue. I went backstage. Tan चालू था. देखा, then I saw real bodybuilders कैसे होते हैं.
Right.
That's when I realized कि
ये तो शुरुआत ही है.
exactly. Yeah, और जब I was very embarrassed. I couldn't even pose properly. I was so shy. And then I came home. I started crying. मैं बोला कि इतना साल से मैं कर रहा हूँ मेहनत, you know. And this was my state. So my mom, she said कि this is your first competition, so don't lose hope. I mean, chill. And there was a competition 20 days later. So वो 20 days में I just went crazy. I went thrice in the gym, thrice to the gym. You know, twice cardio, once weight training.
बाप रे.
And diet में मैं खुद से किया जो करने का था, you know, salad वालेड.
तभी I think 2010 में something, there were no coaches.
No coaches.
They were trainers. Trainers थे.
Online it wasn't, you know, nothing was. You really didn't have much online as well, you know.
There was nothing much available. We
Exactly.
didn't have, apparently, a lot of people didn't have even access to internet at that point of time.
True. And all I knew was you need to have boiled chicken and salad, vegetables and all. So किया मैं. And 20 days later, you won't believe I won the title.
अरे बाप रे.
I won the overall title, man.
Oh wow.
Seriously. Charkop Shri won the overall title. उसके बाद then my
Confidence आ गया.
अरे crazy. I was like.
So there was no stopping you.
No stopping me. In that month itself, there was like 4 competitions. I won overall title. And
अरे wow.
that year was such, I don't know how. If Suhas Kamkar wasn't there in the competition, it should be me.
Oh. That's so you
That year
were
was like
competing
that.
in line with Suhas Kamkar.
Yeah, Suhas Kamkar was the senior
Wow.
player that time. So that was the year. And then my name came in the paper and all, Lok Sata, Marathi paper.
Big thing.
Yeah, and then my parents
Supported and said, "Chalo, let's do it."
Of course.
So see, Rohit, you've been there since the very beginning. Athletes who are competing now have only heard of Suhas Kamkar or seen his photographs. No one has seen him posing live.
Right.
I mean, I've been lucky enough to see him posing when he won the pro card in India,
Exactly,
in
yeah.
Mumbai apparently.
Right.
So a few people who could see him. So what is your take on how athletes in today's and athletes from your time? I'm not saying you're an old athlete, but you're a senior athlete.
Veteran,
So
yes.
what is the difference that you see in the athletes today and Puraneka athletes, your time athletes?
Now, I think they lack patience. You know, they want everything quick. They're not paid to give their body the time that it needs. You know, if they're planning to compete this year, they want to win something. You know,
If they
unless
can't,
they
if they
don't win, they're like, I mean, what do I do more? You know, then they'll change the coach. They'll think coach is not right.
क्योंकि अभी कोच का ज़माना है, अभी पूरा वही चीज़ है.
Yeah. तो अगर जीता नहीं तो कोच का प्रॉब्लम रहेगा. You know, he's not putting what he's supposed to. या और भी बहुत कुछ लेते रहेंगे. You know, आजकल एथलीट्स लोग का क्वेश्चन वही है, और क्या डालूं, ऐसा नहीं कि और क्या करूं मैं.
But जो भी डाल रहे हो, it is harming you in any ways.
Of course. So that they don't think much, as in, you know, your health has to be given
So
the first priority.
you being a senior bodybuilder, what message you have to athletes who are competing in bodybuilding, classic physique, men's physique? What is your message?
Be it any category, if it's bodybuilding, then you need to love the process. You need to have patience, love the process, and just try getting better.
So when any athlete has to compete, how long? I mean, minimum how many years he needs to to get fully mature, be on stage and say, okay,
It depends now. Genetics plays a very important role.
right.
You know, and what his current condition is. You know, if he's lean, so muscle gain takes a lot of time. Yeah. If he's fat, then fat loss happens, but the muscle structure that he has, the symmetry, the lines, you know, all that matters when you're on stage.
Correct.
Not everyone is built for the competitions.
No. When we see athletes now, I see athletes who compete in bodybuilding and also see them competing in men's physique and classic physique at the same time.
Yeah, that I feel they shouldn't be allowed. You know, there should be some restriction there.
Correct.
You know,
But then they
takes
do
the fun out of it.
Yeah, because maybe they're trying their luck in everything.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. If they're allowing, obviously, why won't they go there? You know?
But when you focus on a
There
particular,
was a year when one athlete, he won both the shows. I mean, both the categories overall.
okay.
He took home some 20 lakhs that night itself.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I don't, yeah.
But every category has a different requirement. So maybe
I
there's
mean,
no one.
The physique, the structure, yeah, obviously.
So if I'm in bodybuilding, my structure is very much different to a men's physique in
Right,
anyways.
but here, if the bodybuilding guy is a little leaner, if he's winning the physique show, and if the bodybuilding that day they don't have much, good guys there, then obviously
Yeah, he
take
will
it.
chances of
Yeah.
winning. Now, when you used to work out, when Suhas Dada used to work out, you used to work out for yourself, finish workout, go home, rest. Today, everything, anyone, even if a person who likes fitness, whatever he works out, everything is on social media.
Yeah.
So how things have changed? Means what is your take on that? Do people really take their workout seriously, or their workout is just for showcasing it to the world कि यार हम लोग content से मतलब है और कुछ नहीं चाहिए हमको यार.
I feel they wanna like every workout is like has to go on the
Social media.
their social handle first. It has to go on Instagram first,
Right.
and more the likes better. That's how they promote themselves. And वैसे ही तो brand भी आ रहे हैं.
So
One who has more
now,
followers.
like for example, now you're an athlete, you're a bodybuilder, you're doing very good in the field of bodybuilding, but say you're not active on social media. You may win the title, you may win the overall title. Fabulous body you have, but then you don't have much of social media connect. Maybe the guy who's come third has got a lot of stronghold on social media. Brands will approach him, may not approach you.
Yeah, I'll miss
Does
out
that
on
happen?
that. Of course. I'll miss out on that.
So how is an athlete, when you're in the field of bodybuilding, you actually have to be very focused in your game. So how much are you going to be focused in your game, but also have social media, which is a priority because वो भी पैसा है.
True.
Is-
You need to balance. You need to, balance it well. You need to know what.
Are athletes able to do that, or they just some people just doing it for the sake of the money and that's about it?
Tough question.
What is your take? I want to know your suggestion. What is your take on it? Because I see a lot of athletes come in fabulous physique, but they're only on social media. When you see them in reality, they're not the way they actually are. But then they end up having more brands and a very, very good athlete apparently.
So they're doing good there on the social media. So good for them.
So how come athletes who are really working hard now, if you win and overall you are expecting to go higher in life in the field of bodybuilding, you need more funds, because bodybuilding is an expensive sport. When you have a brand actually promotes you, gives you money. But when brand is not going to be supporting you, क्या मतलब है? Any brand that you see has people who are known, whether they have achieved something or not.
Right.
So how will bodybuilders who want to see, everyone needs help.
Right.
Very few bodybuilders are actually doing a full-time job. Maybe personal training or online coaching is what they earn their bread and butter from. And when they go for competitions, when they win competitions, they hardly win 5,000, 10,000 or 20,000, what is there in these local shows.
Yeah. Sometimes they don't even have prize money.
So they look up to brands to sponsor them. A lot of people end up DMing brands saying that I just won this competition, overall champion. Can I get some sponsorship? Brand respond ही नहीं करते. But एक बंदा जिसका कुछ competition से लेन देन है ही नहीं.
Of course. They have to build their fan following. Their followers has to increase. So they have to be active on social media. That's what I mean. They have to balance both. If you're good there, you need to be better here.
But are there athletes who are really trying to get brands on board but not able to because of their workout schedule? ऐसे कोई है? Do you know of any? Because you're in touch with a lot of athletes.
There are many athletes who are
I'm sure
really
since
good, but not
you're the face of the brand
on
of
social media.
Steadfast
Yes,
Nutrition,
yes.
and since a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of athletes know, I'm sure they DM you and say, "अरे रोहित भाई कुछ
Try
करो."
करो. Of course, होता है.
So even I'm sure Steadfast also picks up athletes who are known into their field.
Yeah. And that's how they'll also,
Grow.
It's a win-win situation for both. No?
So since you take a couple of PTs and you have a lot of online training, what is your take of athletes apparently who are consuming drugs to be competing on stage? It's the only sport that allows it.
Right.
How many athletes do you think who are on stage who are competing for a particular competition have medical insurance? Because we end up seeing a lot of athletes in so many shows around the world apparently who have heart attacks, who before coming to stage they collapse,
Right.
and there's nothing after that.
True. I don't think much.
Do you have a medical insurance?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Do you think the other athletes who are competing around you?
I doubt. But
So if why am I asking the question is to just create awareness of if you're going to spend a lot of money on yourself, you need to spend something for your insurance, everything happens to you, then you will have to question someone, कि अरे अब क्या हो गया, मैंने क्या लिया, then things go to a different level.
Right. So that's important. I mean, they should have one.
So, see, being in the industry, being a senior bodybuilder, if an initiative is given to you, how would you take it ahead? Of making it aware of to the other bodybuilders, that or to make it federations that when you have a bodybuilding competition, जो details मांगते हैं सही है, but why don't you also start asking for the athletes medical insurance, that if anything happens to them, they've got something to.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good idea.
It can something like that. If it happens, it will be for the benefit of the athlete. There's not going to something for you or for me or for the promoter of an event.
Yeah.
So we can try to do something to create this kind of an awareness.
That's gonna help. Should do something like that.
Cool. Let's do one thing, Rohit. Hi guys, I hope you're really enjoying the podcast and the conversation that I'm having with the guest. If you have any comments or any queries, or you would like me to invite any other guests to the podcast, please do put it in the comments, or you can DM me. This is my handle right here below. And yes, this podcast is brought to you by Andropique. Andropique is India's #1 all-natural testosterone booster. So this is what exactly Andropique is. So it's a testosterone booster meant for every man above the age of 30. If you feel lethargic, if you're tired during the day, you're not getting good sleep, you're not able to perform well in the gym, you have one solution. That's Andropique. So make sure you just take in one capsule of Andropique at night, just before bed, and you will see magic happening from the very first capsule. Go ahead and continue watching the podcast. I'm sure you will love it till the very end. Thank you all and take care. Recently, you competed at the IHFF Olympia, I think last year, right?
Last year.
And you came third.
Third, yeah.
Right? So you still have that fire in you, because everyone around knows that Rohit has a potential to win gold and to win the pro card as well. So what is the one thing that you have in you that is going to come back? How do you motivate yourself?
See, firstly, I never competed for any goal. I don't have any bodybuilding competitive bodybuilding goal. So I always competed for fun.
Okay.
So the year I compete, I just choose competitions. I go for it, prepare myself, give my 100% there. If I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. Then I go for the next competition. So
right.
Similarly, like last year I competed. It was my first time in this federation.
Acha, on IVB.
IVB, yeah. Before that, I was in IBBF.
Correct.
So then, it was good. Amateur Olympia. I had competed in 2015.
Acha.
In Hong Kong.
Okay.
Yeah, there, me, Mihir.
Acha.
And quite a lot of.
Before it came down to India.
Right.
2 साल बाद ही इंडिया में आया.
हाँ, बराबर.
17 को आया.
हाँ. 2015 में मैं उधर वहाँ पे.
अच्छा.
Then I was in those federations.
Correct.
So last year was the first year I competed in this.
Acha.
It was good fun. And I won bronze. So
what is your goal when it comes to bodybuilding? I know you said you don't have any plan. You just said
exactly.
So if you look at yourself 5 years from now, do you feel you want to be competing?
I don't think I'll be competing 5 years from now. As in, I'm 38 already. I don't think I mean, a year or two. But
okay. But
my bodybuilding will always be there. But
you won't be competing on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
even now, it's like just one competition that I compete for.
Right. So maybe hopefully we'll see you next year before you actually plan to stop.
June and December I may.
Next year. Yeah.
25.
How do you think bodybuilders, or do you think bodybuilders can monetize them being in the field of bodybuilding if they achieve a goal and they achieve a name?
They should know how to capitalize it.
Give me an example. How do you think they do it? They can do it.
I mean, social media is the biggest platform now. I mean, there's no platform bigger than this. And they should know to talk, they should know to promote themselves, market themselves. If they are with a brand, they should know how to promote the brand and grow together,
Because I see a lot of athletes apparently. Today they'll be talking on an XYZ brand, and maybe a couple of months later you see them talking about another brand, saying that brand is good, and then a couple of months later. So it is very difficult if you have an audience who obviously follows you and checks up. बोलेंगे भरोसे नहीं करते अभी तो ये बोल रहे फिर ये बोल रहे फिर किसकी बात माने? So I think you've been very consistent with Steadfast Nutrition for a very long time.
Yeah. I've been with them since it's been 6 years now.
6 years. I don't know if athletes are actually with brands for more than 2 years or a year. 11 months ago, contract रहता.
Steadfast Nutrition is not just a sponsor; it's family to me.
Right.
So, like, they've supported me not just by giving me top tier supplements, but in every journey of every step of this journey, they've been backing me, and they do what they are. I mean,
So how did you first get in touch with Steadfast? How did they connect with you, and how did things happen?
I was in BSN earlier, years ago. BSN. I
Yeah.
was with them for a couple of years. Then they stopped athlete management in India.
Oh,
Yeah. So then I was with there was no brand, So Mr. Aman Puri,
the founder of
founder
Steadfast
of
Nutrition.
he contacted me, and I just got inclined towards them on the first introduction as well, that time itself. Their background being they are distribution. They're into distribution of pharmaceutical medicine for kidney patients.
Acha.
Yeah. So that being their background, I was more inclined because they know the organs better.
Correct.
So if that company is getting into nutrition, so
And if you're going to be promoting a brand like that, you obviously going to promote something really good in the market.
of course, yeah.
So yeah.
So that's how it all started.
Wow, and it's grown for 6 years.
Yes.
That's and obviously wow. I
We
really
have
don't
around
know.
150 plus athletes now.
Yeah, I'm. If during the event at the IHFF every year in June and in December,
Yeah.
when Steadfast takes the stage for quite some time,
Right.
where all the distributors, all
Right,
the
right.
athletes, everyone is invited on stage. It shows how big it has grown and how big is the family of Steadfast Nutrition. And Mr. Aman Puri, the way he appreciates
Yes, yes.
everybody is really amazing, man.
For the athletes, by the athletes,
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah. And you're representing the brand, you're the face of the brand, so
Yes.
you've got a lot of followers, people do listen to what you say, and
Yes.
if you're going to be promoting a particular product and people try it out, they see results, they definitely go for it.
And it should be like that, It's not that you're promoting some brand and you're taking something else,
Correct. No, you yourself are taking it, so you showed in your videos and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, obviously. It's been 6 years. I haven't touched any other brand supplements. I mean, whatever these guys have.
Right. So why do you think people keep changing the brands every 11 months or every 2 years or something? So many of them.
Brand was giving them something better.
But then you have an audience, you have a
Exactly.
group of
They're
people who
not
follows
thinking,
you.
not thinking of that bigger picture, They think कि आज ये बोल रहा है तो.
No, I know, पैसा बोलता है, पैसा तो बोलता ही है.
Of course, yeah.
But then besides that, you also have a reputation that you need to keep up to, na?
True. That they're not much focusing on.
If I keep saying that this is a very good product, amazing product, and maybe a few days later you'll see another supplement and man says, अरे ये भारी है, इसीलिए. So then your fans will come and be like, अरे क्या है ये? Then you end up losing followers, and then people make fun of you.
That's what now audience don't even believe that if you're promoting the brand, you're actually using the same.
Correct.
Correct. So
वो दिखाता कुछ है, प्रियता कुछ और है.
हाँ. So unless and until you actually
Start taking that. And yeah. Let's do one thing, Rohit. Let's go into a fun segment that I have on the podcast. It's called Never Have I Ever. Okay. So you need to take the glass of water in your hand. Okay. I'm going to read a statement. If you have done it, you take a sip of water. You don't answer me yes or no. If you've done it, you take a sip of water. If you haven't done it, don't take a sip of water. Okay. Never have I ever felt insecure on stage.
Hold on. Say that
If
again. If I've done it.
If you've done it,
If I've done it.
yeah, you take a sip of water.
Okay.
If you have not done it or you've not felt it, you don't take a sip of water.
Never have I ever.
Never have I ever felt insecure on stage. Okay. Never have I ever dated a fellow athlete. Your wife is watching.
Glass को नीचे रख.
No, never have I ever regretted a judge's decision. Okay, superb. Never have I ever procrastinated something important. Okay. Never have I ever felt extremely angry on someone. Okay. Never have I ever broken a rule of competition. What was it? Just curious.
Never have I ever broken the rule of competition.
What? Have you broken a rule of competition?
I'm not broken the rule of competition.
Take
तो नहीं करना चाहिए ना. Sorry.
Never have.
confused.
That's okay. Never have I ever cheated on my wife. No, sorry. Cheated on my.
मैं जा रहा हूँ.
Just kidding. Never have I ever cheated on my diet during prep. Okay. Never have I ever been starstruck by someone. Okay, superb. Never have I ever felt demotivated. Okay. Never have I ever felt guilty. Okay. Never have I ever lied to a coach. Superb, you did very, very well, man. Thank you. You can keep the glass. Thank you. Okay. We go into a segment that I enjoy doing it the most in the podcast. It's called the rapid fire.
Okay.
Where I ask you a question and the first answer that comes into your mind, you just tell me what the answer is and that's about it. Okay. Are you ready? So Rohit, brace yourself for the
Yes.
rapid fire right here at the Andropique mic testing. So if you're not, if it's not a bodybuilder that you are, what profession would you be in?
Hospitality.
Okay. Okay. Why is that? You always liked being there.
I've done hotel
Of course.
management.
Acha.
My dad is into hospitality business.
So obviously you want to continue with it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you get an opportunity, who are the 3 greatest bodybuilders you want to share the stage with? Indian.
Old is okay.
चलेगा.
Prashant Salunke,
Okay.
Suhas Khamkar,
Okay.
Sangram Chogli,
ठीक है. And if it's international?
Kevin Lebron, Adi Chopin.
Okay. Superb. Okay. One more?
शिवम.
Okay. ठीक है.
शिवम अभी ओपन में आ रहा है.
Who and what is your biggest motivation? कुछ होगा कि कोई होगा?
Motivation, bodybuilding.
Yes, yes, yes.
Bodybuilding. Motivation,
Yeah.
bodybuilding. Not really. I mean,
अच्छा, okay,
Yeah.
done. What is the one thing that impresses Rohit Shetty?
sense of humor.
Okay. When you're competing and you have a cheat meal, what would that cheat meal be?
Chinese
Okay.
burgers.
Okay. What is your ultimate goal or your ultimate dream that you have?
Become a good human.
You're already an amazing human being. If your life of Rohit Shetty was supposed to be made into a movie, which actor do you think would be good enough to play the character of Rohit Shetty very well?
Arjun Reddy.
Okay, wow, superb, superb. You know, when you're prepping for a show, you're actually very stressed, you're following a right protocol, and so after the event is done, whatever the results are, maybe you want to take a week to go and relax somewhere. So, what is your idea of relaxation?
I go off diet. I spend time with family, friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't travel much.
Okay, you like being at home with family
Yeah.
itself. One habit that you want to leave.
Waking up late.
Okay, I get you. The silliest advice you ever got.
Salt एक महीने पहले छोड़ना चाहिए. Competition.
Crazy. Who told you that? Many years back?
Yeah, many years when I started out.
Since you're known in the field of bodybuilding, everybody knows who Rohit Shetty is. When you're famous, when you're known, people end up talking about you, whether good or bad. So the most funniest rumor you ever heard about yourself was
वो बहुत गुस्से वाला है, उससे बात करेगा तो डर लगता है.
हाँ.
They get intimidated.
People get scared of bodybuilders apparently. Your favorite?
They feel I'm unapproachable. That's what they say.
No. If you look at any bodybuilder, the way they are, the personality, ना, कोई भी देख के डर जाता है. Even other person is not scaring you.
Right. अगर हंस नहीं रहे तो डर लगता है.
डर लगता. Right. Who's your favorite Indian bodybuilder?
सुनील यादव.
Sunit. And who's your favorite international bodybuilder?
Kevin Lebron.
Kevin Lebron. So one last message, Rohit, for all the upcoming athletes or bodybuilders who are going to be competing now in December? Any message for them?
Start early. Don't do anything extreme. And be patient, be consistent, and give your best.
Right, superb. So before we come to the end, before we say thank you, one thing, Rohit, when you competed in 2010, you didn't have a coach, did you?
No.
Do you have a coach now when you're competing? Or?
I have hired many coaches in my journey. Last prep was with Harry Sandhu.
Okay.
He's a good friend of mine.
Right.
Wasn't a coach, but he was there to help me and just
Right.
for a second eye.
So how important is having a good coach for an athlete in today's generation?
Having a second eye is second opinion is very important. No matter how knowledgeable you are, but when it comes to your own prep, you tend to get stuck. Then you might guide your clients well, but when it comes to you,
yeah, you always get stuck.
Exactly.
You need someone to tell you exactly what to do.
Right. So it's always important to have a coach who is taking care of everything when you're mentally not stable during those competitions, when nearing competitions.
So when an athlete becomes successful in the field of bodybuilding, obviously he follows the protocol of a coach, and the coach tells him what to do, and he does that. When he becomes successful, he ends up being a coach himself. Do you think he has that much of a knowledge to be a coach, or because he's just been following what the coach is saying and वैसे ही कर रहा?
But it depends if he's just following or if he's actually studying everything that he's.
Do people actually study, or people just follow what the coach does? It says इतना इतना ले लो, इतना इतना खा लो, and then that's how it is.
Majority are doing that, but I feel लोग knowledge could gain भी करते हैं. They are interested in gaining knowledge.
I hope so. People actually do their research, because it's always good having a coach who guides you.
But they should know what they're doing.
Absolutely. So Rohit, this one more. I have a small favor. I have got a mug here with a pen. Can you please write me a message and sign it for me, please? Thank you, Rohit. Thank you very much. With love, Rohit Shetty. So Rohit, you've removed time. We were not able to do the podcast prior because of some issues, but we finally got to do it. I'm really happy that I have you here on the couch.
Yeah.
And as a token of appreciation from me and my entire team, a small little gift for you.
Thank you.
From the entire team of Andropique mic testing.
Thank you.
I hope you really like it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for removing time. Thank you for being here. Means a lot to me. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Thank you.